Estuaries are the most productive ecosystems in the world. They are the place where the river meets the sea. The Cowichan Estuary is one of the foremost estuaries in British Columbia. It is fed by two main rivers, the Cowichan and the Coxsila. A causeway was built 50 years ago, separating the two rivers in order to facilitate trucking lumber to the docks at the end of Westcam Terminal. This causeway has had a detrimental effect on the estuary, blocking the Cowichan River channels that once flowed into the Coxsila. The interlocking rivers helped circulate the waters, producing a healthier habitat for fish and fauna. Eelgrass beds grow at the mouth of the estuaries, sheltering all types of aquatic life. It is one of the most fertile feeding and breeding grounds in the intertidal waters. Young juvenile salmon leaving the river greatly increase their chance of survival by staying in the eelgrass until they are strong enough to begin their 3-year journey out to sea. The eelgrass beds on the Cowichan side of the estuary have been virtually wiped out by log booms, tugboat activity, and wood debris. At low tide, the log booms settle on the bottom and decimate any intertidal vegetation. In the southern section of the estuary, Coxsila waters have abundant eelgrass beds. Much of that eelgrass was restored after log booms were removed. Cerca initiated a proposal to breach the causeway dike and once again connect the two river systems. This breach would bring much-needed fresh water into the southern section of the estuary, and with it, salmon smolts. With help from the Department of Fisheries and Oceans, Environment Canada, Pacific Salmon Commission Southern Fund, and the Sydney Anglers, Cerca raised the funding to complete the project. A large trench was dredged out of the dike, and an open channel was created. Above it, a bridge was built to accommodate vehicles using the industrial section of the estuary. The fresh water from the Cowichan River now flows as it used to through the breach into the southern section of the estuary. This circulation of the two waters creates a healthier habitat. It gives young smolts leaving the Cowichan River access to the estuary's only eelgrass beds. The Estuary Bridge project was completed in March of 2015. The opening was attended by Cerca members as well as dignitaries from the various interest groups, including First Nations. Just after completion, young salmon smolts were spotted moving through the breach into Coxsila waters and the protection of the eelgrass. Approximately 10,000 logs were removed. They were cut, hauled onto a barge, and taken to the sawmill at the corner of the estuary. The logs were later chipped for pulp. The removal of these logs in different stages of decomposition served a dual purpose. The decomposing logs emit CO2 into the atmosphere, which contributes to global warming. Salt marsh vegetation absorbs CO2 and through photosynthesis converts it into vital nutrients. Carbon, safely stored in the marsh soil, is washed into the estuary where it helps shellfish grow their shells. Estuary marshes and seagrass sequester carbon many times more efficiently than boreal forests. They also breed microorganisms that feed plankton, the first link in the ocean's food chain. Reclaiming this important habitat is a big step towards Cerca's goal of restoring the estuary back to its natural state. This fragile ecosystem reminds us that everything is interconnected. Estuaries need to be preserved. They need our protection.